Rama Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Prem se Gaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srila Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopi Gopi Shama Kuna Radha Kuna Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Navari Dham Ki Jai. Gangamai Ki Jai. Yamunamai Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Tulasi Devi Ki Jai. Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Gaura Premanande. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Namo Vishnu Paramaya Krishna Krishna Bhutani Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Prachani Nirvishesha Srinivadi Pasta. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Om Jnana-tirandhasya Shalakaya Chakshur-nilitam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Shresham Nanamavi Shakti-putram Tatra Swarupam Rupam Tasyagayam Urupurim Maturim Goshavatim Radha Kundam Girivaram Maho Radha Shampata Yasya Katita Shri Gurum Dhammatos Andeham Shri Guru Shri Atat Parivanam Shri Guru Vaishnavasya Shri Rupam Sankirtana Sadhanatam Vitam Sadivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Sadhana Guru Vaishnava Bhagavantina Swami Harivigna Son Anayasi Harijavan Sita Pura. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. We're having a festival, just in case you didn't know. You all know where you are. I shouldn't be sarcastic. Festival means many people come together with the aim of conjointly doing something enjoyable. Or to celebrate something. There are celebrations, there are commemorations, people can get together to commemorate the Holocaust or something, but that's not a festival. Festival specifically means enjoyment, pleasure. Here you go every year to the Juneteenth festival. That's not only in Atlanta, that's throughout the United States, is it?
Yeah, but
it's the biggest is in Atlanta. What are they celebrating?
About the black people getting freed, I guess.
Black people getting freed.
Black culture.
Black culture. Celebrating being black. Okay.
Yeah.
What's the biggest festival in America every year? July the 4th in Washington, D.C. Is it? And they shoot off some fireworks. I guess people get drunk. That's what. Is it? That's the normal way of celebrating festivals in a civilized part of the world. Probably the biggest festival every year in Europe is the beer festival in Munich. And people come from different, even from America to celebrate. I mean, you can drink beer anywhere, anytime, pretty much, but they all go together to drink beer. And they think beer is important, that's why they come together to celebrate. The most famous festival in America, probably, at least in our generation, was the Woodstock Festival. Which year was that? 67? No, before. I don't know.
I think it was
Look it up on the internet.
69 or
69, yeah.
70.
Like that, big festival. And it still goes on in the name is the name is linked to various festivals. Still going on in Poland every year. We happen to know there's a Woodstock Festival because of Swami and his team's presence there. So what are they celebrating in Woodstock? Hippiness, I guess. Let's all get together and be happy, and not so much drunkenness, but other kinds of intoxication. Celebration of being a hippie. Freedom! Another illusory kind of freedom. There are hippies and then they all have to go and get jobs, right? Eventually. There are religious festivals also. Christmas. Yeah. Thanksgiving in America. I never heard of it in England. Thanksgiving. Bad news for turkeys. Eating meat is the prime way to celebrate. And in Jewish culture, they have Passover and this and that. Religious festivals. In the meat-eating religions, they celebrate the festivals by more meat eating because they think that will make them happy. They celebrate they do what is very dear to them, what they think will give pleasure. There's a dog-eating festival, isn't there, in China? Dog eating. People think that eating dogs it's you can eat dogs anywhere in China. I think it'd probably be an outrage if you did it here in America.
That has happened.
It has happened. Chinese, Koreans, probably. If you shoot someone dead, it hardly gets in the news here in Atlanta every day. They're shooting humans dead. If you kill a dog, that would be big news.
Especially to eat it.
And if you eat it, yeah, phew. A dog eating festival. What about Gay Pride? That's also a festival, right? It's a big festival showing up with, we're proud of being gays. Anyway, we're having a Sankirtana festival. That's what we come together for. And in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement, festival means Sankirtana, just like in the lecture culture, festival means eating meat and taking intoxication. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement, festival means Sankirtan and commemoration also. Even the, just like you're saying, Holocaust commemoration. We also have commemoration of the disappearance days of devotees, which the mood is somewhat somber, but it's still called a festival. And we have kirtan. We have festival every day.
Haribol.
As I often note, these kind of festivals that we have, the devotees who are not living in a temple fest atmosphere, what we call congregational devotees, they usually appreciate much more because we do it every day. We come together, we have kirtan, dancing, prasadam. But those who don't have that, at least they may do it in their home, but they're not having a group. So they appreciate more. And we also appreciate, because the more the merrier, as the saying goes. Bringing together and having kirtan in Sankirtana. That's one definition. And Srila Prabhupada said that the more there are for kirtan, the more ecstatic it becomes. Sankirtan festival means non-stop chanting. Kirtaniya sada harihi. Hari is glorifiable. He's the one to be glorified. We learn from Chaitanya Bhagavat that Nityananda Prabhu and his associates had a 3-month non-stop Sankirtan festival in Haryati. You want to do that? You just say you want to do that? Okay, so no one goes home. If they don't stay here, extend your visa if you do. That could be taken literally. They went on day and night, but I guess they stopped into Prasad and maybe some rest also. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't take rest. They would have kirtan all night, every night in Navadvip. Just we should do kirtan non-stop. Actually, we have rules that you have to stop. Otherwise, you just go on. We used to have a problem with one of our ecstatic devotees in Salem, Chittahari, because he never, once he started kirtan, there are other things like you want to have to take sadhana, classes, but now he's learned, but otherwise, you just go on and on and on and on, literally for hours. In Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes also, we have Chaitanya Mahaprabhu having ecstatic kirtan. They started after Mangalati, and usually he'd have a daily schedule, but this time they went for Mangalati in Jagannath. They were just chanting complete bliss, and the whole planet was shaking, and his teeth were all loose, and eventually by midday, devotees were feeling tired, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was just going on and on and on, and no one wanted to stop because he was in ecstasy. And Nityananda thought what to do, because after all, the devotees had to take sadhana. He stopped. Okay, you stop singing, you stop singing. Gradually, one by one, and then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Hare Krishna, and he just kind of realized no one else chanted. And he stopped, and Nityananda said, yeah, it's time to stop. He could stop it. Lokanath Maharaj gave one incident that once in New Vrindavan he was leading Tulsi Arati Kirtan, and Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj was dancing so ecstatically he didn't want to stop. So he only stopped at 7:15 when the deity curtain opened. No one chanted any japa. So yeah, we also have our Sankirtan festival out on the streets, in the malls, airports, universities. So there are different phases of the Sankirtan festival. So we chant kirtan here, and then we go and take the kirtan out to the people who need to get Sankirtan in the form of Srila Prabhupada's books. And we are honored to host Bhagavati Prabhu, who's doing a non-stop Sankirtan festival for the last 50 years. And this is the real stamp of approval, as far as we're all concerned. If he's coming here regularly, he approves, okay. Now we know we're doing something right. If he approves. And we learn from hearing from him, and so many devotees here, all in a line. This book distribution, it gives realization. You have to have some kind of realization to be able to do it, especially to do it on and on and on and on. But it gives realization also. Raja Vidya, this is the topmost knowledge. Raja Guhyam, it's the most secret knowledge, and it's being distributed everywhere to everyone. Pavitra Midam Uttamam, it's the most pure knowledge. Pratyaksha Bhagavam Dharmyam, it's experience. It's not just something theoretical in a book, but those who live by it, they experience it. And Susukam Kartanavayam. Susukam Kartanavayam could be rendered, they have an eternal festival. They just go on being happy forever. And we see that with book distribution. Another great hero or heroine of Sankirtana we have present here, Kamalini Mataji, who last year had a heart attack or something like that. And, one take hospital. No, not hospital. I don't need to go to hospital. I'm chanting Hare Krishna. And go right now. And then by insistence, they took her to a hospital, and you have to take all these medicines. You're not taking any medicine. When Krishna wants to take me, I'll go. That's all. Fully sheltered in the lotus feet of Krishna. And you can only do book distribution day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year, because you're fully sheltered in the lotus feet of Krishna. Isn't it? Must be. Must be. Otherwise, how can you do it? Whether you're here or there, you're at the lotus feet of Krishna, because that's the connection. By serving the Guru, you get his mercy. The Guru's connected to his soul, connected to his soul, connected to his soul. And the mercy of Krishna comes down. And then what do you do with it? You get more than you can handle, and you have to give it out. Kirtan comes naturally to those who are performing kirtan. You want to share it. You read these books, and you think, wow, this should be shared with others. So we're attracting great souls. That's the sign of authenticity. We're attracting devotees who are attracting the mercy of Krishna, attracting the mercy and giving it out. And the ocean expands. Anandam buddhi vardhanam. Of course, the really great soul, the greatest of the great, those who we're informing everyone about, are the gopis. We're talking about going out on the streets and distributing books. What's that got to do with the gopis? We're supposed to be serving the gopis, right? Actually, you should have gone to Radha Kund. Did you read that from Radha Kund Mataji?
Yeah.
Yeah, she wanted to go to Radha Kund, and then Prabhupada came to dream and said, I'll take you to Radha Kund, distribute my books, and give Radha Kund to everyone. The gopis are the highest, and what do they say? They say so many things, but famously, Tavakatamritam tapta jivanam kavivitam kamashabaham Shavana mangalam srimadaatatam bhuvikridanti bhuvidajanaha. Srila Prabhupada's translation. The nectar of your words, they're addressing Krishna, even though he's not there. He's there in their hearts. The nectar of your words and the descriptions of your activities are the life and soul of those suffering in this material world. These narrations, transmitted by learned sages, eradicate one's sinful reactions and bestow good fortune upon whoever hears them. These narrations are broadcast all over the world and are filled with spiritual power. Certainly those who spread the message of Godhead are most beneficent. So it's approved by the gopis. If we want to please them or get their certificate of approval, then we have to give the nectar of Krishna to those who are tapta jivana, their lives burning in the fire of material existence. There's another analogy for the material world as being an ocean of suffering. Reading from Srila Prabhupada's purport to Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 28, Text 32. The entire universe is full of miseries, and therefore the inhabitants of this material universe are always shedding tears out of intense grief. There is a great ocean of water made from such tears, but for one who surrenders unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the ocean of tears is at once dried up. One need only see the charming smile of the Supreme Lord. In other words, the bereavement of material existence immediately subsides when one sees the charming smile of the Lord. We were hearing yesterday in Mukunda Prabhu reminding us that the first effects of even taking up sadhana bhakti. Yes, what is it? Kleshagni Shubhada, that's in sadhana bhakti stage. The miseries are destroyed and all auspiciousness is bestowed, even in the very beginning. So, giving these books means admitting people to the only possibility for them to get free from their suffering. There's so many movements around the world for ameliorating or alleviating suffering. The most popular one at the moment in this part of the world is Palestine. Okay, so if all of a sudden the Israelis and Palestinians decide to be friends, still they have to suffer birth, death, old age, and disease. So many ways they have to suffer. They must suffer. I was just reading yesterday, Srila Prabhupada said, genocide is just part of it. It's just, every power does it. The Europeans who came to America did a genocide of the Native Americans, as they call them now. Here and in Latin America also. He was talking about the Holocaust, how there's big fuss about that. And Prabhupada said it's politics. People perceive others as being a threat or whatever, and they do it. He mentioned about Churchill manufactured an artificial famine in India which killed millions. There are so many. In Cambodia, there was. In India, we don't hear much about that. In Kerala, specifically. Well, Bengal was the famines, but there was a genocide. Actually, you wouldn't call it a genocide, it didn't last that long.
Rwanda,
Rwanda, Cambodia, and so yeah. But this, we heard about Mahatma Gandhi the other day, but in Kerala there was a slaughter of Hindus by the religion of peace people. And but you don't hear much about it because the Indian government edited that out. And Gandhi said, don't make an issue of it, because he thought he needed the help of the Muslim League to get independence. They did get the independence, but then they split. Anyway, it just goes on. It's nothing new. It's not good. It's a very gross manifestation of the suffering in this world. So much suffering. One inspiration you get from Buddhist tradition is meeting the people and their suffering so much. That I used to experience in the 1970s in England, and it's only got worse. To be a drug addict is just normal now in America. And there are all kinds of other addictions, right? There's gambling addiction, games addiction. People stay up all night playing games. Pornography addiction. So many people. They can't find any happiness in their day-to-day life. There's so much lacking any love, even on the material platform, that they just take shelter of. Intoxication, gambling, shopping. People go on shopping binges to try and forget what they're doing. So much suffering. Tabyante lokatapena sadhava praya sojanaha paramaradhanam tadhi purushasya kilapana. Lord Shiva, the topmost Vaishnava, says that great personalities almost always accept voluntary suffering because of the suffering of the people in general. This is considered the highest method of worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is present in everyone's heart. Highest method to accept suffering. To try to alleviate others' suffering. The gopis became Goswamis, right? Hare Krishna. And what did they do? Tyakva Tornava Shesha Mandala Padishremin Sada Tuchava Buddha Ganesha Kopina Kantashi. Living very comfortably? Left it all to live an austere life with nothing, just smallest of cloth to cover their body and a patchwork quilt for the winter. The renunciants, they have actually three kurts: Kopin, Kanta, and Kamandala. And that's it for them. So renounced. But Gopi Bhava Samitati Lahari, Kalola Magnora. They're always diving and surfacing in the ocean of the bliss of Gopi prema. But what were they doing? Well, they were doing various things. They were calling out in Vrindavan, Hey Radhe, Bhajate Vike. But what they did for us here now today, Nana Shastra Vicharana Ekanipuno Sadharma Samstapako Lokanam Hita. They were studying the books, finding out all the references, making books for the benefit of the people of the world. What were they doing? They were just sitting in Vrindavan a few hundred years ago and writing on some leaves.
Lokanam.
Lokanam.
Other planets also, we have to go.
But they were thinking that this is not meant just for us. It gives an idea that they had a vision. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu they had an idea of that it's going to spread. And what they gave in their books, Srila Prabhupada gives in his books, he said, by reading my books, you contact all the previous acharyas. Do you remember that? I remember, I couldn't find it in it, but I remember a BBT newsletter that Rameshwar used to put out. This was in the 1970s. And quoted Prabhupada as saying that by reading my books, you contact all the previous acharyas, which makes sense. Because all the previous acharyas, Srila Prabhupada consulted 13 commentaries on Bhagavatam before composing his commentaries. And 12 commentaries in Sanskrit and one in Bengali by his own Guru Maharaj. And yeah, it's all the essence of the previous acharyas, Vyasadeva and all the previous acharyas. And Srila Prabhupada is Sarvadeva Maya Guru, who is a representative of all the godly people, all the previous acharyas. So you get it all. And there's someone just wandering around on the streets in Atlanta and they get it. And there's the 6 Goswamis, the gopis came and gave it. And it's given to them. We don't know. They certainly don't know. When we ourselves don't, we can't imagine what a big gift we're giving them. We don't know. If anyone knows what you're doing on Sankirtana, you go, I don't know. I know it's too big for me to understand. Just, I know it's good, but to explain it fully, it's not possible. It's too big for us to properly understand. So you're all coming here to bless us. You're all great souls. Burita, most magnanimous. The gopis say. So that's a very good sign for us here, because like attracts like. And the fact that you are coming is a great blessing. You're coming because of Krishna life. There's life here.
Hare Krishna.
Para Cheda She Hetu Pracha. We hope you had comfortable sleeping arrangements, but you didn't come here for comfortable sleeping arrangements. That you can imagine, you can get that anywhere. Of course, some people come. They're suffering so much they can't even lie down. Their body is so much racked with pain. That's why you have to distribute books. But you came here because there's life, there's energy, Shakti, power. Preaching means we have to get Krishna's mercy, Krishna Shakti. Kali Kale Dharma Krishna Rama Sankirtana. Krishna Shakti Vidana Ta Pravarta. Without Krishna's mercy, it's not possible to execute the Yoga Dharma of Sankirtana. Sankirtana means chanting, and especially the definition that Srila Prabhupada gave us, the expanded definition of bringing it to others. That energy comes, that power comes, we become empowered by admitting our powerlessness. Krishna is very powerful. Just like Prahlad, you were hearing this, he didn't attempt to defend himself. He didn't need to. If Krishna is protecting him, what could he do against the Hiranyakashipu? But Krishna ultimately protected. So what can we do against this demoniac society? Krishna can do anything. We have to pray for the mercy. Praying means with humility. It's possible to pray with pride also. Make a big show. The story is one of the parables that Jesus told of the Pharisees and the widow. The Pharisees are like these official priests, and they make a big show of saying their prayers in a very ostentatious way. But there's one widow who had just a tiny little bit of money. No one cares for her. She gave that in the temple, whatever she had. And Jesus said God is more pleased with her, what she gave, than with all these big, pompous prayers of the Pharisees. And they, like you could say, they start about we get a bad rap from Jesus. Again and again. They were the official religionists. And Jesus came to give the real thing, but they didn't want it. So we get energy by praying from conviction. We heard that Balamadra Prabhu was emphasizing that point. That in sales, whether you're selling insurance, or you're selling Srila Prabhupada's books, the only real insurance that there is, you have to be convinced. You have to be more convinced, and others are convinced they don't want it. And you have to be convinced that they need it. You do need it. You do want it. And that conviction that transmits to others. That conviction comes from reading the books. When you read, you say, others should read this also. Others should. Why should it be me only? Conviction, strength, shakti, energy comes from sadhana, practice, following the rules and regulations. How many times did Srila Prabhupada stress in his letters? Dozens of times. You have to follow the rules and regulations, rise early, chant rounds. Buddhist tradition himself, preaching is a form of sadhana, as we heard that quote, Bhagavati Bhagavata from Srila Prabhupada. We have to apply ourselves to that sadhana, and then by doing the Buddhist tradition, it's a spiral. We get more taste for hearing and chanting. As we heard from Bhagavati Bhagavata, we can see he's enjoying Krishna consciousness. What is that Srila Prabhupada write at the end of the Bhagavad Gita commentary? Enjoying bliss at every moment. Thrill at every moment. Sanjay says. And I'm feeling a thrill at every moment. And Srila Prabhupada says this is the natural symptom of an enlightened person. We get taste for chanting, for hearing, for distributing that. Following the regulated principle, how does that give taste? Well, the regulated, they're positive and negative injunctions, right? Vidhi, this should be done, and nisheda, this should not be done. And two kinds of regulated principles. So do this. Regularly hear Bhagavatam. Regularly chant the holy names. Regularly take Krishna Prasad. And don't associate with other devotees. Don't eat food not offered to Krishna. If you follow, we'll get strength. Yeah. It's a simple thing. We want to be healthy, and then there are certain things we should do. We should physically healthy, we have to exercise regularly, take nutritious food, not overeat, not undereat. If there's a choice, better to undereat a little rather than overeat from the health point of view. Looking a little perplexed, sir? Making a racial joke. So he's a Gujarati, what do you expect when it comes to eating? Expert in eating good food. Very good food. Vegetarian. All vegetarian. Better offered to Krishna. So there are things which give us strength, and there are things which sap our strength. If we've got to watch calming movies, have illicit sex, so we're not going to get the energy to face the energy, the material energy. What are we doing? Going out to meet people. They are fully enlivened or empowered with what energy they have. It's all material energy. And they have their conviction. They're not philosophers. It's not very well formulated in their minds. But their basic idea is get money and enjoy it. So we have to declare war. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Srila Prabhupada said in the talk he gave in 1967, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu declared war against Maya by spreading Krishna consciousness. And the commanders in chief are Rup and Sanatana. In other words, if anyone wants to be expert in Krishna consciousness to fight with Maya, they must follow the principles of Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami. And again, these are the gopis, and they came and they showed us how to live blissfully in Krishna consciousness by their example. And they also gave us the rules to do so. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally instructed Sanatana Goswami, give all these rules. Rules are tools, I sometimes heard, as if it's, but we need tools. We have to climb a mountain, we need tools. If you're on top of the mountain, you don't need, you're already there. And if you're not, we need help to go up. Go up, yeah, we're always going up. I see devotees, they're jumping up. There'll come a day when you jump up and you're just, okay, it's time to go. Let's keep on going all the way up. Break through, go through the heavenly planets and go right through the coverings of the universe and go right up to Krishna. Sankirtana, Krishna will come and take you. It's all auspicious. Shubhada, all auspicious. You can be sure by doing this, you're getting the mercy. It's all auspicious. We can see wherever Sankirtana is performed, everything becomes auspicious, becomes alive, flourishing. We have Krishna life. And we can see where there's no mood of Sankirtana. Just, okay, we're getting enough donations, and we can pay someone to be a pujari and pay someone to be a cook. You can't pay someone to be a book distributor. But we don't need to pay anyone to. What do we need book distributors for? We don't need book distributors. And even the pujaris, we can ask Elon Musk to make us a robot, and then we don't need to pay pujaris either. There's already common in Indian temples, right? They have the music machine. They put on it the arati, and it plays the drum and bangs the cymbal.